want to start sorting my dahlias into plastic bags to wake them up completely. And I wanted to show people who are interested in growing dahlias what it looks like when your tubers might look a bit suspicious. Tubers kind of come looking like this. Sometimes there's a couple, sometimes there's just one. There's always a head and a neck. You always need an eye to sprout a new plant. But sometimes tubers don't look necessarily like they're very viable, like this. So these ones have really fragile necks and this one for sure will have to be snipped. And these necks are so flimsy, it's really hard to tell if once they are hit with water in a bag on a lot of humidity, if they'll be able to harden up a little bit more and actually be able to produce a flower. There's ones like this one right here that these two tubers will be great and completely viable. But this one right here, it's shriveled up. It may not work. It's really hard to tell. So something else that dahlias are really susceptible to is a disease called gall. G-A-L-L, that's how you spell it. And it means, and there's two different types. There is leafy gall, where it produces a lot of leaves, a lot of really stringy, long vine type branches on the plant. And then there's something called crown gall, which pretty much shows where the eye is of the tuber. It kind of turns into a huge tumor and a growth. I'll add some photos here and here of what leafy gall and crown gall look like. This group of tubers specifically, I'm feeling very suspicious about. So I did cull a few of my varieties, which were Arabian Night plants last year. That's the name of the dahlia I got rid of, because they had leafy gall. You can usually tell when a dahlia has leafy gall because the eyes, which look like this, that are little sprouts that begin to happen, often are fused. There'll be lots of them and they'll be fused together. And this one particularly is looking like that. If this is the case, I will end up getting rid of all of my Arabian Night tubers, which is unfortunate, but it just means that it saves the rest of my plants from disease. And I've kept them all stored away really separately, which is good, so that the other ones won't infect one another. I won't get rid of them just yet. I'll wait to really see what's gone on once I finish sorting them. So my next step will be to put each individual tuber clump into a Ziploc bag where they're labeled with their names. I'll add a little bit of soil that is dampened, it's got some water to it, and I use peat moss as my storing medium. So I'll put a little peat moss in there as well, just to help with the storage. And I'll store each of them like that until they start to really sprout. And once they start to sprout, I'll really be able to tell which ones have possible diseases and which ones don't. And if I do have diseases, like I said, I'll just have to get rid of them, but that's okay because I have lots more tubers on the way. I've ordered a huge variety and I'm so excited to start growing them. Check back to my next video because I'm going to be showing you how I properly put each tuber into its specific Ziploc bag, how I label everything, and how I start getting eyes to grow and to sprout on my tubers, and I'll be waking them up. Tune in for my next video. See you guys then.